Hello, everyone. Kiri from the Red Dawn here, and welcome back to the channel. Happy Friday to you all. If you are watching this video, whenever or wherever you are watching this, it is Friday afternoon here in Little Old Adelaide. I just knocked off from work, and yeah, to record this video. Apologies for the delay in this one. Uh, Thursdays are usually my busiest day of the week as I have commitments after work. So I didn't have time to record and upload the match reaction yesterday. I know that some Liverpool content creators like the Redmond TV, Anfield Agenda, the Cop TV, all those guys, I know they have done their starting 11 and match previews for the game against Brighton, which is tomorrow for the Premier League. So I am probably going to record that straight after this one. And so you may be in for a treat. You may get a double video tonight, but certainly first thing tomorrow morning. But let's talk about what was an absolute masterclass in the Champions League. I am absolutely buzzing right now. Liverpool 4, Galatasaray 0, 4-1 aggregate. And we are marching on to the Champions League quarterfinals under the lights at Anfield. It just does not get better than that. And, you know, after the pressure of the last week, losing the first leg and that frustrating 1-1 draw against Spurs, Arne Slot needed a massive, massive response. And my word, did he get one? Galatasaray, my God, they came here to waste time. And you know what? I'm glad that the fans were banned for this one. It was an absolute disaster class from them. They tried the dark arts, you know, rolling around on the floor from the first minute, but they didn't let it get to us. We absolutely battered them, as you could see, possession-wise. 32 shots to 4, 16 shots on target. The expected goals as well, just we absolutely dominated them in all aspects of the ground. They just did not lay a glove on us. But I just don't want to talk about the win. I want to talk about the team sheet because Arne Slot, he made some changes. And in doing so, I think he has finally unlocked the starting 11 and formation going forward. Now, let's look at this starting 11 for this one. As you can see here, this has to be our starting 11 going forward. Just absolutely no debates here. Sorry, we'll get Frimpong in there. I'm accidentally in the way. We had Allison at goal, massive boost. Jeremy Frimpong in the back four, Ibrahima Konate, Virgil van Dijk, and Milos Kerkez. I was skeptical about Kerkez coming in this one. I wanted Robbo to start in my match preview. I just thought he'd be the better player against the dark arts in a knockout Champions League game. But my God, did Kerkez put in a shift for this one? We will talk about a little bit him later on. In the engine room, you've got Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister, and then right here, you've got this front four. You've got this front four right here, and they were absolutely frightening. You've got Dominic Szoboszlai and Florian Wirtz operating in the double tens. And up top, you've got Mohamed Salah and Hugo Ekitike in the double striker partnership. And yeah, let's break down exactly why this formation and these tactics work. On paper, it's a 4-2-3-1 formation, but in possession, Arne Slot, he demanded total aggression. He pushed both the fullbacks in Frimpong and Kerkez incredibly high and wide. And because we had such aggressive width from the fullbacks, it allowed our wide forwards, especially Florian Wirtz, to drift inside. And what that did, it was to create this beautifully narrow diamond in the middle of the park, you know, with Gravenberch, with Mako, with Szoboszlai and Wirtz. They are playing all in light, super close proximity. We just completely overloaded Galatasaray's midfield 4-on-3. Every time McAllister stepped up to press their double pivot, we had three men operating perfectly between the lines. Galatasaray were chasing dogtails all night. Victor Osimhen was completely pocketed by our two centre backs because Galatasaray just couldn't even get the ball out of their own half. And let's talk about the goals because they perfectly highlight why this team clicked. Right before halftime, we get a set piece. We cluster our big lads, Virgil, Ebo, Gravenberch near the penalty spot. Galatasaray panic and drop deep to cover the aerial threat, leaving the edge of the box completely empty. McAllister spots it, fizzles a low pass across the floor, and all of a sudden, Soboslai arrives completely unmarked to smash it in on his non-preferred left foot. It's 1-0, set piece perfection. Deep into first half stoppage time, we get a penalty. Whether it's a penalty or not, you could debate that in the comment section, but Salah steps up for this one and the keeper saves it. It was a terrible penalty, no doubt about it, but does Salah drop his head? Absolutely not. He comes out of the second half. He puts on a playmaking clinic. 53rd minute, McAllister finds Salah, who hits a brilliant first-time ball to the far post, and Ekitike sweeps it in. It's 2-0. I loved Hugo's goal. Killer instinct in the 6-yard box. He needed a big game, and he certainly did that. And from there, we were ahead on aggregate. Galatasaray just completely folded like a deck of cards. They weren't coming back from there. You think the job is done, but the amount of Liverpool games I've seen this season, I didn't want us to sit back in the low block and protect the game after being 1 or 2-0 up. Just keep attacking, put them to the bloody sword, because we weren't finished yet. 2 minutes later, Salah fires a shot. It's saved. But who was there following up? It's Ryan Gravenberch to make it 3-0. And then just past the hour mark is pure poetry. I think I've replayed this moment like about 50 times now. Salah plays a stunning little heel pass to Salah. He opens his body and he curls a trademark left-footed worldie from outside the box. His 50th Champions League goal, the first African player to ever hit that milestone, still breaking records week in and week out. I don't know how he does it, but, put some respect on this name in Mohamed Salah. He is the Egyptian king for a reason. With that all in mind, let's get into the players quickly, starting with Alisson. Yeah, he virtually had nothing to do because Galatasaray couldn't get it out of their own half. But when they did try to counter, his sweeping up behind the high line was just flawless and he got a solid clean sheet as well. He gets a 7 out of 10 for me. Jeremy Frimpong, absolutely electrifying. He was electrifying. He had the left back on toast for 90 minutes. His overlapping runs just created so much space for Salah inside. And defensively, which is what I wanted to see from Frimpong, he was rapid on the recovery. Absolute menace. He gets a 9 out of 10 for me. Ibrahima Konate, absolute brick wall. When you've got Victor Osimhen, one of the most dangerous strikers in Europe, Ibu had him completely securely zipped up in his back pocket. He won every header, stepped out of the defense with the ball beautifully, and it was an absolute monster performance. He gets a 9.5 out of 10. Virgil van Dijk, imperious, Rolls Royce, Colossus. These are the words to describe when Van Dijk is on. Always organising the high line, catching the opposition offside time and time again. And he sprayed a few diagonal pings to Kerkez as well. Captain's performance, 9 out of 10. Milos Kerkez, great shift. Just always relentless energy, does not stop running. Overlapping pace on the left side that completely stretched Galatasaray's low block. It was a boss performance from the young lad. He gets an 8.5 for me. Moving into the midfield, Ryan Gravenberg, he was brilliant. Orchestrated the tempo. He won the ball back effortlessly. Can't get my words right today. It's been a long day. But yeah, fully deserved his goal, didn't he? Following up Salah's safe shot for the 3-0 with pure desire. You know, he's rejuvenated. I want to see more of that from Ryan. He gets a 9 out of 10 for me. Alexis McAllister, yeah, he was back at his best, pulling the strings in that double pivot. His vision for the first goal right before halftime was just genius. Yeah, and just kept the ball ticking over and pressed like a madman. He was brilliant as well. You know, and this is what I want to see going forward. And the formation change and the tactics change, maybe they are benefiting from that as well. Moving on to our front four, Dominic Soboslai first off, who operated as one of the 10s, pressing machine. He arrived completely unmarked to smash in that opening goal. And from there, you just knew that Galatasaray's spirit just broke right there. Top shift from Dom, man of the match from me. And that's what happens when you play him in the midfield and not at right back. Just simples. Do not want to see him at right back ever again. He has to play in the midfield going forward. Along with this man right here, Florian Wirtz. Yeah. Oh, I forgot the rating for Dom. Because he's the man of the match, he gets a 10 out of 10 for me. Back to Florian Wirtz. Was on the left, but it was also in the 10 as well. You know, when he drifts into those half spaces, he is unplayable. And the way he receives the ball in that half turn is just beautiful to watch. We talked about his exchange with Salah. It was chef's kiss. And this is why we spent the money on him to get this young lad. He gets a 9 out of 10 for me. Mohamed Salah, missed penalty, no worries. Comes out in the second half, puts on a clinic, sets up Ekatike for the second, and creates the third with his saved shot. And then the fourth, which we talked about as well. 50th Champions League goal. You know, form is temporary, class is permanent, but class is permanent. Well done, Mohamed Salah. You get a 9 out of 10 for me. I love that he's playing in much more in that central position as well. Hugo Ekatike, yeah. Performance like that is exactly why he's in this team. Killer instinct in the 6-yard box and swept home his goal to make it 2-0 to completely kill the tie. Proper striker's performance. And very hard to keep him out of the side when Alexander Isak will be making his return soon. And let's check Ekatike's stats at the moment. I think he's got 15 goals so far in his debut in the Premier League. Let me check. Should have put this in my notes as well, but bear with me, guys. Where is he? I've got him somewhere. Ekatike. Yeah, so 17 goals so far. This is in all competitions. So, yeah, what a debut season he's having. What a debut season he's having. Moving on to the subs, which I'll go through quite quickly because I'm not going to really talk about them much because they all came on when the game was all said and done. It was just all about getting minutes into the legs. Curtis Jones, I think he came at right back for Frimpong, and Cody Gakpo came on for either Ekatike or for Salah. Trey Naoni, good to see some minutes into him. Federico Chiesa, I think he came on for Ekatike, and Ryan Gamoa. He came on a bit late as well, but, you know, it doesn't really matter when the game is all said and done. But there you have it. You know, as I said before, we have to use this lineup going forward. You know, it's just terrifying for opposition teams. the relentless overlapping pace that stretches defensive to absolute breaking point. And when you have the fullbacks like Kirkes and Frimpong holding to the width effectively, it just gives generational talent like Florian Wirtz the freedom to roam into the half spaces where he does the most lethal damage. Ekatike, he just gave us that true focal point to ping back the opposition centre halves. And that creates the pocket of space for Soboslai to arrive late, exactly like he did for that first goal. And behind them all, Gravenberch and McAllister are orchestrating the tempo. Arne Slot, he took a massive risk. The pressure was on him, but he trusted the aggressive principles. He unleashed the overloads and he delivered a masterclass in the Champions League. If we play this starting 11 with this narrow midfield box and flying fullbacks, we can beat anyone. But that's it. We are facing PSG in the quarterfinals. The first leg will be at the Parc des Princes and the return at Anfield. But before that, we will be playing Brighton in the Premier League on Saturday night. On Saturday night for this one. But what about you? What were your thoughts about this one? Who was your man of the match? And do you think this is the starting 11 we should go with going forward? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I will see you all for the match preview against Brighton, which I will be recording straight after this. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Be kind to one another. And as always, up the Reds. What a win.